President Tinubu has no constitutional right to remove a democratically elected governor. He can declare a state of emergency where the need arises, and not until the governor of the state invites him for so. A governor of the state hasn't seen any reason for state of emergency. A president who has an interest in the state in a selfish manner now deems it fit to declare a state of emergency. What are the reasons? The matter that is between a governor, two fightings, a man who happened to be a governor of the state, and another man who doesn't like him or his method of operation or governance, a man who thinks he can control the governor, and the president takes a side. What is Wike's position in the Rivers governance? He's not the governor. He's not a commissioner. He's not a councillor. He's not a House of Assembly member. He has no locus to foment trouble in Rivers State. Or is there anything they are not telling the Nigerian people? And the president in his speech kept mentioning Fubara, the governor. In a matter he said that in the two fightings, he tried to intervene and that the two parties never agreed to whatever settlements he brokered. Then he picks one person and deals with him mercilessly and ruthlessly against the interests of the state. Go and ask the Rivers people whether they feel threatened in their states. If not, from the same man the president should curb. In his punishment, he never mentioned Wike. Every Nigerian knows that the matter is between Wike and Fubara. It has nothing to do with the governance of Rivers State. Even the House of Assembly members that the president joined in the matter are still puppets of Wike. What is this man trying to achieve? He didn't just declare a state of emergency. He suspended the governor for 6 months with a possibility of continuation. Not only that, he now appoints a military leadership, whether in retired capacity or in whatever capacity. How can we watch an incompetent man who is continuously destroying the laws of Nigeria, flouting the rules of the constitutions of Nigeria, and we watch him have a field day? Does he have absolute powers? Does the executive have absolute powers? Where is the judiciary? Where is the legislature? Are they going to watch this fly? Is it that this man that doesn't know how to govern cannot be stopped? The National Assembly has a duty to either assent to see through what he started or not. But what can we say? When the same leadership of the National Assembly was in his meeting, when he finally declared the state of emergency, the kind we have not seen in the history of Nigeria. The Attorney General is busy saying that every case is peculiar. What kind of veto does the president have to constitute the kind of anarchy he is doing in Rivers State? He said he got security reports. The purported explosions happened few hours before these declarations, before these suspensions, before this state of emergency. The president never launched any investigation. And as far as the locals are concerned, what happened that day is a regular occurrence, something they are used to, either because of vandalization or eruptions, due to internal dynamics of the pipelines. Nobody has ever claimed the responsibility for vandalizing or causing any explosions in the Niger Delta. And Mr. President says, what is happening is big enough to remove a democratically elected governor. Which National Assembly is going to call Mr. President to order? The same that is busy also suspending an elected senator. If you ask me, the person Mr. President should have suspended is the rascal in Abuja disturbing the peace of Rivers State. He is his appointee. He can sack his appointee, but he cannot sack the person that the Nigerian people chose to oversee the affairs of governance in their states. This anarchy, these shenanigans must be stopped. Who forced this kind of unpresidential president on Nigerians? A man that has constantly destroyed our democracy, our laws, despised our constitution, improvised governance. Is there no way to stop this man from what he's doing? Where is the judiciary? Where is the legislature? The one-party system they are forcing on us is not acceptable. We, the Nigerian people, will not accept it. And there is no level of intimidation, of gaslighting, of shutting up they want to do that will make us shut up in the face of glaring misconduct. The absolute powers Tinubu is arrogating to himself has to stop, has to be checkmated. This is getting out of hand. Where are the elders of the country? Where are Nigerians? Where are our people? Has Tinubu not done a lot to even tell him to stand down? He has done a lot. Are we in a dictatorship? We are not in a dictatorship. How come this man seems to be having his way in everything he's doing? Even the judgment of the courts that he referred to. The courts ruled on things, matters that were not before it. Why do we, how has it become a must that Nigerians will be subjected to this level of untold ridicule? Why the haste? Why the haste? You cannot tell Governor Fubara when to call for state of emergency in his country. And even if you declare state of emergency so that these two people can go and sort themselves out, will it warrant imposing a military leadership on the states? You will call him retired. But what they know is military leadership. What has Nigerians done to deserve this kind of treatment from a man who doesn't know his job? The despotic president calling another person despotic. Does he know the meaning of that word? We need to remind him the meaning of despotic. Somebody who has ruled with force. Somebody who has had his way in an authoritarian manner. That is what Tinubu has always done. He told us during the campaigns that he will not listen to Nigerians. He's making good his words. Tinubu has to be stopped. At this point, it's getting too much. It's getting up to here, and Nigerians can no longer keep quiet. In a situation where the executive is misbehaving, how are they supposed to be controlled, checkmated? The same day he's doing his suspension, they are busy in the Senate passing bills to stop us from talking. How? They want social media houses to come and situate offices in the country. And not just that, that one can be managed. They now want bloggers and people who are online expressing their natural rights to come and have associations. We will decide whether we will join those associations so that they can always come and bump in the way the Nigerian military bumped into the NEPA office to shut us up. Our mouth is what we've got. And there is no amount of gagging that will make us shut it. It's an innate right, innate ability for survivor to shout, to talk when the need arises, and nobody can take it from us. There is no amount of gagging that will make us shut up in the face of the misconduct of an executive. This is unacceptable, and we, the Nigerian people, must register our displeasure over the president's decision on Rivers State. There is no cause for suspending the governor, no cause for appointing another leadership that is not elected by the people, and there is no cause for exonerating the antagonist in this case, your appointee, Wike. Until you tell Wike, you have no right to tell River State people how to conduct themselves, or Nigerians how to conduct themselves. I think every arm of government have equal rights, equal responsibility in our governance, just as the people are also in that equation. So I don't think that the executive has the 100% right to behave the way they are behaving in Tinubu. He must be stopped. It's obvious that Tinubu has achieved what he has been looking for in River State. What he hashed with his boy Wike in the secrets, he has achieved it in another way. Probably the impeachment plan wasn't going to work because of some impediments. Now he devised another means to achieve what he has hashed with Wike in the secrets. I hope he can continue the trends. The militarization of our democracy, the suspension of governors, institution of military leadership. I hope he can continue the trends in other states, because what they don't realize is that what they start continues. And to think that this is a man that was falling heavily on Niger in the capacity of ECOWAS because of a similar thing. One will wonder whether this man who calls himself our president reasons. We are ashamed of his inability to wield the powers that he stole from Nigerians. A man that has constantly made of non-effects our constitutions, our laws. A man that has constantly had his way through unconstitutional means. Let it be on record that whatever he has done in Rivers State is unconstitutional, unacceptable to Nigerians, will not stand. And whatever he seems to achieve by this unpresidential approach is entirely his business. And Nigerians are not in support of it. Under no guise should President Tinubu have done what he did in Rivers State. It hasn't gotten to what he did. How is it that it is Tinubu that will tell the governor of a state that it's time to declare emergency? We are watching. Are we not watching as Nigerians? We are watching. We have seen how everything unfolded. And we haven't got to that point where a state of emergency should be declared in Rivers State. And even if he does that, it wouldn't warrant installing a military leadership. Now, this is a clarion call. Arise, all compatriots. It's a clarion call to every other arm of government that can checkmate a rogue executive, because the powers they are arrogating to themselves, the powers Mr. President is arrogating to himself is absolute. And if we keep quiet, he's going to do more things that are damning. We are ashamed as Nigerians, and our president has dragged us in the mud, has never respected the sanctity, the gentility of the office he occupies, and we cannot watch him. What he has done with Rivers State is totally unacceptable and should not stand. Whatever he has hatched, and his statements will even show you that this man doesn't know what he's doing. Even if they wrote those statements for him, didn't he sit down to digest it? He indicted himself in so many ways, contradicted himself in so many ways, yet landed on what he wanted to achieve. He has always wanted to take Fubara out of the way. If this president is reasonable, the first question he should have asked is, what is Wike's locus to cause or foment trouble in Rivers State? On what grounds is he making Wike a legitimate party in the troubles of Rivers State and validating his actions, and as well exonerating him? He should have been the first person to dismiss, because he is his appointee and he can dismiss him. Fubara is an elected governor. Rivers State people have never doubted the capacity of Fubara to lead them. Fubara has always worked for the peace and good of the Rivers State people. He has also tried to implement the court's judgment, even though that court judgment is also something we don't totally accept, because the court cannot go beyond the matters before it and tell Nigerians to abide. You told them to go back to go and implement the court's judgments, which they are implementing in your very eyes. Wike has been frustrating the passing of the budget of Rivers State. You never called him to order. And you fall heavily on a man who is his victim. You have never given the... When was the court judgment? When was that judgment passed? When did the governor receive the judgments? And what efforts has he put? You people are saying that the same day he said he went to pass judgment, he went to commission project. A governor can do as many things as possible in a day because there is a lot on his table. Tinubu has proven himself incompetent as always, clueless, overrated, somebody who has not submitted himself to pruning to merit the office he's occupying. He has proven that he cannot lead Nigeria. He has constantly led us into anarchy, whether for selfish reasons or sheer ignorance. And we, the Nigerian people, cannot lead you on. We cannot condone your actions. We reject it in its entirety. You are not our Lord. And if you say the Nigerian people elected you, we have the right to recall you, to tell you that you are not doing what we sent you to do. You are dancing a different dance, and the dance of shame. And Nigerians cannot watch you any longer. This is unacceptable. If you tell us it's noise we can make, but at least we have registered that we are not with you on this. You are solely on a reprobate mission. Stop embarrassing Nigerians. Stop causing anarchy in our country. Stop destabilizing this country. And with the rate you are going, who knows what will become of us before even the 2027 and beyond. You have destroyed the fabrics of our nation. And it's no longer acceptable. You have destroyed our democracy, the little democracy that we have been patching to build. You have messed it up, and we don't know what it is we have. We cannot watch you. We are concerned citizens. Nigeria is ailing this day. Nigeria is at a crossroad. And every person that can save it should stand up and save it from the hand of a bloodthirsty president. Someone who does not care how his actions affect the Nigerian people. How his actions affect our reputation. How his actions affect our lives. It is unacceptable. The National Assembly has a duty to ratify the misdoings of Mr. President in Rivers State. At this point, we have pampered this matter, pretending along with all of you. What is it about? Power grabbing? About control? Where is the conscience? Where is the conscience? Where is the conscience? Tinubu is supposed to be a grandfather, assuming he's not presidential enough. Doesn't he have the conscience of a father? Is this how he has run his home? Siding to our destruction? This is unacceptable. Rivers is not at war. If you think there are threats, fix the causative reasons. You knew those threats were there and you were playing your kind of selfish and greedy politics. We can no longer pretend that we don't know the remote causes of this nonsense that has culminated into our doom. And we still pretend along with you. Nigerians must arise. It's becoming dire. We cannot keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. We cannot watch this fly. We cannot watch this fly. People who are in leadership destroying our lives, destroying our country, and we are watching them. This will give them the power. Can't we take it back? This is too much and should not be allowed to continue. Tinubu and Wike must be stopped. We must not continue to have people like this in our polity. Their Machiavellian politics is destroying us. The world has moved from this kind of politics. The world is playing a very refined politics, not this anti-people approaches for the greed of a few men. Enough of this nonsense. Tinubu has no constitutional right to remove a democratically elected governor. And whether it's mistake, oversight, deliberate, it has to be stopped.